Good afternoon, everybody. Let me get back to my place here. Um, this says I'm live. Welcome, welcome. Um, yes, I'm live. Yay. Welcome to episode 38 of my Facebook Lives. It's going to be Christmas in July here today, so I can show you some new things. Let me know if you're here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. Can you believe it is past the midpoint of July already? So we are on that countdown to Christmas. I can't believe it. So anyway, let me start off by welcoming you and hope you have a good time today for about the next half hour, 35 minutes. I'll try to shorten it a little bit. So, got our annual catalog. We've got about 2 more weeks yet before I can show you the inside of the mini catalog and the Sale-a-Bration catalog. And a reminder that the Designer Series paper sale is still going on. It's a good long sale, so it will go into August, and that could be some of your Sale-a-Bration purchase. But there are 9 items for sale, 15% off, and these are some of the most popular designs. So let me know if you're interested in that. Now, since I can't show you what is inside of this, I can show you some things that are on my, let me see, I guess you're not seeing my whole face here. Is that right? No. Whatever. Okay, there we go. Maybe I should sit up straight. I can show you some things that I got on my demonstrator pre-order. Even though this says July to December, it is going to go live on August 3rd, I believe, the same time that Sale-a-Bration does. And the reason for that is because of some supply issues and all things having to do with continuing with COVID and so on. So I can't show you the inside, but I can show you products that have been purchased. So let's put those aside. And where shall I put those? Down here. And another thing to let you know about, and I'll put more information. Hey, Nancy. I will put more information on my Facebook page if you are living in Ohio. Friday, August 6th at 12 a.m. through Sunday, August 8th at 11:59 p.m. is tax-free holiday in Ohio. That's 5.75. Don't believe that that takes off any of your local county taxes or anything like that. Hi, Fran. But 5.75 is significant. And you might not think that if you don't have children or don't have anybody at home, that doesn't count. Certain items like adhesives, some pens, there's a whole list, more than I could go into here, but I will post it on Facebook of the things that will be tax-free from that time, August 6th through August 8th. So you'll be check my Facebook page for that, and I'll also put some information on my blog. So with that, let's get started. Just backing up a minute, that's a great time to stock up on especially adhesives and things that you're obviously consumables. And there are some price limitations too on what you can purchase. So let's put the catalog away, get started here, and show you what I'm going to work with today. All right. I chose this stamp set called Words of Cheer. There we go. It's in the camera. words of cheer. It's got some great sentiments in it. I like it because it says, from my home to yours. Most of the stamp sets come with from our home. So I like it from my home. So that wasn't the total reason that I bought it. I bought it also because of the dies that are with this set. Now I know these are backwards, but we've got cheer. We always can give good cheer throughout the year. And notice that these are vertical, but this cuts out and then here's a background. We've also got the same thing with happy, and I'm going to be using the happy today. Some other things that are not specific to Christmas, because for happy, I'm going to show you how you can use that with happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy whatever you want, that's not even going to make it look like it is a holiday thing. So that, and then I bought this product and had not used it. I bought it when the new catalog came out. Don't ask me why, but I think you're going to want this. It's called Gold and Rose Gold Metallic Specialty Paper, and it is so nice. I'm going to show you some things in the catalog in a minute. It is single-sided. There's nothing on the back. And I found out just about 10 minutes ago, yes, you can stamp on it with Stays-On ink. It doesn't work with any of the other dye-based inks, but Stays-On is a solvent ink, and it will work. So I'm going to show you that. And then I keep saying, wait, there's more. I feel like an infomercial, and I don't mean to sound like that. This is a free offering in Sale-a-Bration. So this will be available August 3rd through September 30th. We don't sell glitter anymore. It was a love-hate product. People loved it, hated it, whatever. So I don't know exactly why it's gone. I liked it. I used it for a lot of things. But we've got a lot of glittery type blingy things. So let me show you some things in the catalog before I start stamping that I'll bet you never even noticed. Where are we here? Page 135 has all of our specialty basics, they're called. Well, for heaven's sakes, this rose gold and gold metallic paper is right here in the corner. Good grief, you can't even see it. And especially to know what it's really like. It's gorgeous. And it's only $5 for 4 of each color, 6x6. And this is the kind of paper that you would use just, a small piece of. So a little bit will go a long way. We also have the rainbow glimmer paper, which I have and don't use enough. So you're going to be seeing that soon. I have used these square vellum doilies. They're a hot item. I think sometimes they're even on back order, so we have to watch out for that too, or at least on low inventory. And then this one is another new one that I've not used yet, but I have, and it's the ombre specialty paper. So look at this in your catalog and see what you think. Shimmer Vellum is another good one that I will be showcasing. So take a look at those. It's pretty awesome. And speaking of adhesives that will be available on the free sales tax days, those are on page 167. And I'm going to be using a couple of those today. That's right, Nancy. Love those specialty papers. They really do add a lot to your project and just make them pop. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pop. Yes, we're going to pop. All right. First one is this lovely card. Can you see that? Hi, Linda. You're going to love this. This is Happy Holidays, and there's the happy that I showed you with the die cut from the stamp set and the dies. So let's get started on that one first. Okay, we're going to use Evening Evergreen. And here's the little piece of paper that I'm going to cut the happy out of. And I'm also going to use one of those adhesives. This is a full adhesive sheet that we have. So check these out when you're looking at all those adhesives on page 167. This is like mega dimensionals. If you want a full strip, or if you want something that is a little bit bigger than a dimensional, or even a smaller piece. But it's great for punching out. And hey Carol, Linda, welcome. It's great for cutting out dies where you want them to be popped up, and adding dimensionals are just a little bit too difficult, especially if it's thin. So I'm going to be using that. And let's see, I made another change to the card that I just showed you. So let me get going here. I'm going to start by adding this large background stamp, the one that is the largest of the Christmassy ones. And just do tone on tone with Evening Evergreen. And just to give this something, I tried it without putting anything in the background and didn't like it, so it just adds some background to the card. All right, and that's really all I'm using that for, because I've already stamped and started to cut out, or excuse me, color the part that's going to go on the top there. So with that, so that takes care of the Evening Evergreen, and this is going to go on top of this. So I did change my original card design a little bit. So I've already done this, and I've got Cherry Cobbler blends, Stampin' blends, light and dark, and what did I pull out? Light and dark mint macaron, with those two colors with the green. So I've colored it a little bit. So I'm going to leave the little berries, I guess they're called, leave those white, and just focus on the leaves and the flower. So I'm going to start with my light Cherry Cobbler, and I started with the brush end. I think it needs to be replaced. So every once in a while, if you use colors a lot, your blends do need to be replaced. It's a consumable. It's best if they're used, but I love these. If you don't have any, oh my goodness, they're like coloring with butter. They do bleed through on the back because they are alcohol. They also dry very quickly. So if you can see how that bleeds through. So you will always want to layer this on something. But the coloring goes pretty fast, especially small ones. And I like the bullet end better anyway. If you've got a lot to color, you probably want to stop in the middle and add your darker colors so you can blend better. But this is kind of small, and I've already done the other two flowers that perhaps you can see how that pops out a little bit. Okay, so this is actually the light color. And then pull those off. They do come off kind of hard because it's alcohol in there and it will dry out. So if I just add a little bit to the edges of this, you'll see how it really, again, pops when I blend that. And then I'm going to use dark in the center. Okay, there's another one I forgot. All right. And now I can come back with the light and blend those a little bit. And they typically dry a little bit lighter than initially shown. Again, because it's alcohol, so it will dry. But the more you add color and the more you blend, the better the image. And then I can also go back and add some more dark to it as well if I want to. So I will leave that. I've got a little bit left to color in the green with the mint macaron. So there I've got the brush end going because this one's pretty good. And oh, let's see, we need a little bit of these. That needs the bullet end. Just add a little bit into each one of those. And then go back to the dark to add in the veins of this. So there we go with that. Now this is just an outline die that will cut this out. Let's get it lined up here. There we go. And because this tends to slip, or at least it does for me anyway, because we don't have a magnetic plate back yet, it tends to slip. I put pieces of Post-it on, and I did find some Post-it papers for that it's all sticky, totally sticky. So I like those a little bit better than the ones that just stick on the end as an actual note. So that's going on there like that. Gloria, those dates were Friday, August 6th through Sunday, August 8th. Actually, I believe there was an article about it in yesterday's Beacon Journal. I know not everybody gets that, but let's get my cut and emboss going here. So I've got plate 1, thin die adapter for plate 2, or the thin die, a 3, and my paper, and another 3. And there's just one little end there that you can peel that off. So even though it's sticky all the way through, you can peel it off with one little end. There we go. And they can be used over a couple times and they start to curl up. Okay, I'm going to cut something else out in a minute. I probably should have cut them both at the same time, but I didn't. Now, this was my thought. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. Nope. Okay, so this is just going to go on here like this, but I will pop it up with dimensionals. And let's grab these here. There we go. So I'm going to put quite a few on here because I don't want it to collapse in the middle, especially when I add that other part in the center. All right, so can never have too many dimensionals. I think they might be on that tax-free thing too, but I'm not sure. I will look, and I will post a list for you on Facebook. Because it is very restrictive. Some states have more, and I think actually, since it's for a back-to-school sale, if you buy I think clothing under $20 or something like that also qualifies. Now, I don't know too many clothes that you can buy for under $20, but as I said before, Ohio has some pretty good restrictions on what you can buy and what you can't buy. So that's going on there like that. A piece of white to go on the inside. Now, let's get this magical paper and happy. And get rid of these little things that end up upstairs all over my floor. All right, I'm going to use one of these adhesive sheets. And again, it's double-sided, just like dimensionals. And I've got this piece of the gold specialty paper. And this stuff is, oops, it's pretty non-forgiving. So let me trim a little bit of this off so it doesn't get stuck in the machine. I can probably use that for something. It's like a little dimensional. Okay. This is pretty raggedy. That's going to get thrown away. All right. And now I can put happy on there. And also run that through. And because it's thick, I'm not going to bring it back over in front of the camera again, but I am going to tape it down so it doesn't slip, because I sure wouldn't want to lose any of that or have it slip off there. So, but at least 2, maybe 3 times, because it's got to go through all that adhesive. So through once, and back, and then back again. And then before I take it off of there, I will see if it went through. And yes, it did. It all cut through. Okay, did everybody have a good weekend? We finally got the rain out of the way. And fortunately, today was good because I'm finally getting some mulch down. Here it is, almost, not the end of July yet, but almost. And now I've got to get this little sticky off of there. I'll do that later. Sticky notes are good, but they do stick. All right. So the rain finally ended. I think last weekend it rained the whole time. It rained most of Saturday. So it's time to be over. Okay, let's pop that out. And since this was so thick, that's probably why I didn't run it through when I ran through the first die cut. Let's get my take a pick tool here and a little mat, and let's see if I can pop that out. The one that I did on my sample card, I did not use the foam adhesive sheet. And then I thought better of that because I was adding all these teeny tiny little pieces of dimensional to make it work. Okay, so we're getting there. And you know what? I would even save this little bit to be used for something tiny. So I'm a keeper. All right. It's coming off. Maybe I should have done the sample first. There we go. All right, now it's already starting to come off of the adhesive, but I don't have all these other little pieces popped out yet. So I want to make sure that those pop out of the letters. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of goofy. You either love adhesive or you hate adhesive, but it works. And it will be worth the effort, trust me. Okay, so there we got that's the P. The P has two little things coming out of it. Let's get the Y here. There we go. The Pierce mat is a good thing to have. You can poke in it. It's also good for a cushion for your photopolymer stamps. Okay, I need to concentrate here. Get this out of there. And I think one more little bit before all that adhesive is, all the backing is going to come off. Okay. Here we go. All right. So it's stuck to me. It's pretty sturdy, so it's not going to tear apart. And that's going to go on here like this. The H kind of wants to pull apart. So there we've got happy. And again, it's forgiving a little bit unless you really press it down. So I want to make sure I get it exactly where I want it to go. But that gold is just, in real life, it's stunning. So there we got that. The Y is a little crooked, but it's good. And it's okay if it's a little crooked. It's okay. So there we got the, hi Sue, welcome. Okay, there, that the H looks a little wonky, but I think it still looks pretty good and pretty glimmery. All right, so let's add that to the card base. Put things back where they belong so they don't get lost. There, I almost flew a die off of the magnetic part. Okay, let's add some adhesive. I'll use the liquid glue. Okay, yesterday when I was in my kind of organizing mode and cleaning a little bit, I had a whole bunch of tombos that I wasn't sure whether they were empty, but you know, when you tap them like this, you never get much out. So whether you knew this or not, I don't know for sure if you know that there's another end to this for big areas. And what I found out was it wasn't coming out of this end, but it was coming out of this end. Maybe because that's the part that lands down here. So don't throw those tombos away unless you're sure that they're really empty. So I had a lot more going than, you know, I just tend to forget about that end of the tombow versus this end, which we think is, you know, the small end. But this one had a lot in it. So there we go with that. And I had a piece to go in the center, but I'll hold off on that. And then here is a small tag from the Stitch So Sweetly dies that I was going to put on the card, but I realized, remember I said don't throw any of this away? I realized that I can use Stays On, and I think there's enough here that I can cut. I think, okay, that I can use Stays On for stamping holidays. So I will show you, because I played around with this and it didn't work with Memento, but it works with the Stays On. There we go. Now we have Stays On in another color. It's called Saddle Brown. And I tried that thinking that it might look good with the gold, but it did not. It did not look good at all. So I put that back in its little container. So here we have this, and the adhesive is already on the back. And I can just trim that down if I can hold it on to my hands. All right, so there we go. Happy. Peel that off the back. And this one I'm going to put down here a little bit because it would really be popping up a lot. So there we go. And here was my original with the white with the background. So this still has a base of evening evergreen, and then this is all evening evergreen. So a few changes. This one had done some other things, and I've got one more thing to add to this. This one I put pearls on because I wanted the berries to stay white, but then I'm thinking, and I thought too, with all of the gold on here, that I would use a few of these gilded gems. So let me pull some of these out. Thank you. So we'll put a few of the gold, things are just flying around here. Got adhesive everywhere. A few of these gold gilded gems on a few of the berries. I think I'll use my scissors instead. So now this doesn't mean I'm really ready for Christmas, but it's good to start thinking ahead a little bit. There we go. And these smaller ones fit in those berries a little bit better. Just kind of randomly put 3, maybe 5. I like the odd numbers. Let's see. And I like a triangle too. Put them at an angle. So we've got 3 up there. Let's do one more down here at the bottom. And all right, so there we go. So this one has the gilded gems, and this one has the pearls. So same card, just a little bit different. And now I have an alternative to show you. Very quickly. Okay, let's put that away so it doesn't get lost. Got scissors all over the place, lots of adhesive stuff sitting around, and now I think I can throw that away. And this one is, I think you'll like this. This one is going to use the Sale-a-Bration glitter. I don't know if this actually has a name, does it? It does, I'm sure. It is called Bedazzling 6x6 specialty paper. And I tried it on something earlier and I thought, ooh, I didn't like it a whole lot, but I like it on what I'm going to show you next. And I'm also going to do something that will probably blow your mind a little bit too. On this card, and I'll show you my original later, on this one I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. And add Flirty Flamingo. I better clean this other stamp because I'm going to change colors. And I got my scrubber out today, and I didn't have a chamois that was decent, and they were all dried up, so I've just got my scrubber here. And that works too. So I'm going to stamp just a little bit of this background in Versamark. Enough that it really will not look like a Christmas card. Just to give you an idea of the versatility of it. And add another one on the other side. All right, so it's just there a little bit in the background. And then I'm going to take the Happy that we had, the other Happy, and this actually is designed to go on the inside of this, but I'm going to, and I'll do that in a minute, I'm going to cut this. See if I can do both of these at the same time. And then I'm going to take that Happy that I did before. Where'd my piece go? I just had something in my hand and it went away. There we go. And then I'm going to take this piece. Let's go this way. So I'm going to put Happy here. Hold that down so it stays where I want it to stay. Suppose it doesn't make any difference there. And so that is the outlined or background. And now I'm going to take the Happy that I stamped or that I punched out before. That's plenty big, so I don't want to use all of that. And let's get another little piece here. Getting kind of sloppy here. Sorry about that. And run both of those through. Okay. And again, since that's a specialty paper, I'm going to, did you hear it cut? I'm going to run it through a couple more times just to make sure, because trying to line a die up again is pretty hard to do. So I think I'm finally done with the embossing machine. Okay, let's pull that off. And I think you're really going to like this one. Okay, so there we have happy here. I'm not actually going to use that. I'm just going to use the outline of that. So this will definitely be used for something else. Okay? And now let's take this one off. And here's the happy in gold or dazzling. And get the little bits to pop out. All right. All right, here's our white card base. Okay, this is going to go down here. I'm just going to use that liquid glue again. And when you have things like that that have been cut out, don't forget to go in where there are little spots in the center that might lift up, like down in there. So not just the edges. Okay, pick that up. Now, to make sure they're going, make sure that this isn't upside down. Okay, that's going that way, that's going that way. And so even though it does look like it's maybe it could be for a winter, I'm going to make a birthday card here. It does look like it has the evergreen part there. I think it's so stunning that it's not going to make any difference. So now let's just add little dots of liquid glue just in key spots of this. And there we go, just so it doesn't ooze out, just little dots. And I'm going to pop that right there in the center. Now you can also, if you're doing this for other projects, take that and that could go right on top of what I just punched out or what I just die cut out. But I wanted that to go down in there and fit that part. All right, so I'm going to tap that. Well, I'm going to wait and do the next part. Hold on. I've got this little die cut from Stitch So Sweetly, and I was looking all over for a birthday stamp that I really thought went well with this. And the only one that I found that I really liked was Happy Birthday from the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. Well, happy birthday goes this way, and I know there are ways to make it happen. I didn't like the fact that it went all the way across. Yes, you can take your stamp and just stamp part of it on your ink, but I cut it apart. I did. I cut it apart. That way you could make happy birthday going this way, or if you put it back together, nobody would ever know the difference. So these are your stamps. You can do with whatever you want. And there was an easy way to just take my snips and cut right through the center of happy birthday. So no longer does it need to be this way. It can be this way. So look at your stamps and see what you can do something different with to make it work for you. So there's happy that will go back on there. And here I have birthday that I'm going to actually stamp in Merry Merlot. That is a color that goes well with Flirty Flamingo, believe it or not. And that one was too small, so I got this bigger one. And stamp birthday here. Let me stamp it off to make sure it's good. Okay. And hopefully my head is sticking in the way. That's okay. Sorry. There's happy birthday. And I did think that this was just a little bit too big. So thanks to these little scallops on here, I'm cutting off the top part and just keeping the scallops along the edge. Okay, that looks pretty straight. So now we have a birthday card that I can add dimensionals to. And we're about done. Okay, so there we have happy birthday. So it's a little alternative with that stamp set so that it works. And I thought I had a bone folder here, but I don't. So the last thing then is to add some Wink of Stella. I love to add Wink of Stella to cards by just tapping with a bone folder to get some sprinkle on there. And it needs to be squeezed a little bit. Never. There we go. There we go. Since we don't have the shimmer spray anymore, and you can take Wink of Stella and put it with some alcohol. So that adds a little bit more bling to the card. Okay, so made my mess here, but this is what we have today. A Christmas card, traditional Christmas card with some red and green, and this happy birthday. So let's, there we go, back. Happy birthday and Christmas. So I do want to thank you for joining me. This is a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. I did a lot of talking at the beginning, but I gave you some tips and hints today. So I hope you like this. If you have not received a mini catalog and a Sale-a-Bration catalog yet, let me know. I do know that they are out in the mail. I received a copy that I had sent to myself. And if you are watching and would like to be on my mailing list, please let me know. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, Sue. I love all your comments and I appreciate it. So give me a thumbs up and I'll see you next week. Don't know what we're going to do yet. Probably not Christmas, but enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for coming in. Bye bye.